Happy Monday, everyone. Today, this mini training is going to be a behind the scenes breakdown, a $2,500 behind the scenes breakdown, and continuing the conversation we have about organic content and automated sales funnels being the perfect pair. So let me just get my notes together and I will jump into it because I will tag everyone in the replay. So if you're watching this live, say hi. Hold on, let me turn my volume down on my computer or on my phone. And if you're watching this as a replay, let me know. But we're going to jump right into it. It's kind of fascinating, something I was a little bit excited to share as I was kind of deep diving into some data. And so it was just, pretty exciting to see this. And definitely felt like it was confirmation. I mean, I kind of already knew, but it was confirmation of the messaging that I've been sharing with you guys about how funnels and organic content work together. So I shared a post a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about how, especially if you've been watching the coaching space, initially when people got into this space, they were really heavily talking about systems and funnels. And ClickFunnels specifically was a leader in navigating the conversation around the marketing messaging about creating these funnels and things like that. Then people started jumping on the scene. They started finding a lot of success and started making things, though, a little bit complicated because they wanted to find their unique messaging, their unique take on how to use funnels. So it just kind of got a little bit complex. And so a lot of people coming into the coaching space, and let me know if this is you, don't necessarily have a business background and you aren't selling business services. So when it comes to looking at, oh, do I need a system? Do I need a funnel in my business? It was pretty overwhelming, right? Because a lot of times you're like, I don't really know what to do, but I know I have to do all this stuff in my business, but the way you funnel people are making it is a little bit complicated. Then what happened after that is that there was this new wave of people coming in, and it was kind of surrounded around this narrative of being in your energy, selling it your way, being a leader, showing up, learning the skills. The narrative was just because the market says this, it doesn't mean that there isn't another way to do it. Do what works for you. And it really all boiled down to coaches really just learning how to do organic marketing but kind of position it as just being in the energy, selling it your way, But at the end of the day, they still had systems. The only difference is that one was a super high-tech ClickFunnels system or, that just style. And the other is just literally using organic content marketing. So now we're at this space where everyone's kind of saying a different thing, but it's kind of the same thing, right? Where it's like, okay, and if you come into this space and you don't have a business background, you don't sell business services, you're kind of spinning your head and you're like, which direction do I actually go in? So if you haven't watched some of the past trainings, I've labeled it in the guide section inside of this group, or if you go to the YouTube page, I call it funnel season. I break all of this down and kind of show you, the different narratives about, hey, this is the benefit of organic content and this is the benefit of automated sales funnel. So if you haven't watched that, I would definitely encourage you to go watch that because then it'll bring you up to speed about what I'm talking about today as I show you behind the scenes breakdown. So the principle behind both methods is obviously just having systems. And I can say this confidently that every single business is run like a machine that requires individual systems for it to grow. Okay. So it's not one or the other. It's actually both. And I'll say it again, and I'll preach it till the cows come home. You need both. You need some type of automation in your business and you need some form of organic marketing. So again, go back and watch some of the other past content so that'll bring you up to speed on why I say that, because I'm not going to be going over that in this lesson, but I'm going to show you how they actually work together. But in a summary, automated sales can fuel your organic marketing. Okay. And what I mean by that is that the same messaging that you would share when you post content, show up on your feed, you can literally take all of that, package it into a sales funnel, and have that be done automatically so that you don't have to continue to show up every day and share the stories. Also, inside a sales funnel, it's a condensed timeline. So instead of waiting 30 days to post every single piece of your content to get your whole point across of what it is you're trying to say, you can do that in a funnel. And again, they work together. All right. So I want to actually show you a little bit behind the scenes. I want to pull back the curtains and show you kind of inside the customer journey of what this looks like when you navigate these both together. So first, though, I want to talk about how I actually kind of position this. I talked about this before. I normally create my funnel first. So if you were in the training last week, let me get my annotation. If you were in the training last week, you'll see how I talked about how inside of my entire funnel is one cohesive message. Okay. So I talk about getting someone from point A to point B, right? So they come into my funnel wanting to know one thing, they exit my funnel achieving the outcome that they want, which for me ultimately means a sale. And I have one singular message, and I overcome any roadblocks or excuse me, false objections or beliefs they may have. And I create this messaging once. All right. And then what I do is, and you can go back and watch this training, is I pull out certain elements of the messaging. And so let me change my thing. So either I'm going to talk about some of the pain points in a certain way, or some of the symptoms or the problems that they may have. I may talk about some of the desires, and I may talk about some of the false beliefs, my perspective, and then I'm taking that and I'm actually pulling it out and using it as my content. So instead of feeling like, oh, what type of content should I make? I'm already taking what I've created inside of my funnel and I'm creating it in my content, which means I'm creating this big old web, this big messaging, right? This seamless journey. And then it all actually funnels back into my funnel. When they see these content, they end up going in my funnel, and then they also come back and keep watching my content. And I'm going to actually show you what that looks like in real time from a person who literally actually exhibited this exact behavior. So I like to create my funnel first because, again, that's going to give me a sequence. This is a one-time setup. It's going to help me curate my messaging around my offer, right? And having dynamic angles in which I can talk about my offer. So if you feel like, I made a post today in my stories and I was like, how do you feel about talking about your offer? Do you have a ton of ideas? Are you feeling like dusty, dry bones because you have no ideas? Or are you relying on ChatGPT to help you come up with your ideas? And so because I structure it this way, not only do I have a ton of ideas and 10,000 ways to talk about my offer, I also have a system running for me that is really designed to make sales should someone need more time to convert looking at my content. However, because I'm getting my content from my messaging and my funnel, my content is a lot more potent, it's a lot more intentional, and it again really creates this seamless journey and web. So I love it. So what I want to do is actually, let me clear that annotation, is show you what this looks like. I want to show you 2 sales. And I want to show you one sale from a customer that came from organic content. And then I want to show you a sale from someone who came through a funnel. All right. So I want to give you just, again, back it up and give you a little bit more context. You have to make sure you understand your marketing message for your offer. And you have to understand, who it is that you're selling to. You're speaking to one person, because then you speak to everybody. And then that is what's going to actually help you achieve these results. Because if you don't, it's not the strategy that makes this work. It's the fact that I understand the principle of marketing and sales. Okay. So I wanted to add that in. So let's look at this first person here. Okay. Yeah. So let's start with this person. So with this person, this was a pay in full sale, and it happened completely passively, if you want to talk about passive income. But this one came from my organic content, right? So again, I build my funnels first, then it gives me the space to say, okay, what content do I actually create? And then of course, again, I'm not relying on it. However, because of this, again, cohesive journey, you may have to watch this back because I'm literally giving you the gems. Because of this cohesive journey, I was able to also convert sales organically. And so I'm just going to show you 2 of them from this last week. So one beautiful part I love about this system, so Sattva is the system that I use for an all-in-one tool for creating my funnels. It also acts as a CRM. So you can see here, I'm in the CRM side. It also acts as a content management system. So I do host my courses in here. I'm also in the process of moving a lot of my courses over from Thinkific onto this platform. So it literally does everything all in one. And it's only $111 a month. It is literally a godsend. It's something that I prayed for over the last 3 years. So if you do want the link to sign up for this, I can give you a link that gives you 30 days for free, because I think it only gives you 7 days free trial. And but I can give you a 30-day free trial link so you can test this out. So anyways, this is where I do all of my stuff. So when I had that sale come in, I said to myself, okay, where did this person come from? Because I had no idea who this person was. They weren't in my world. It was a completely cold person. And so when I go inside of their contact file, I can see the first attribution, which basically shows me their first touch point. And if I click here, I see that the referral link was from my link tree. And so my link tree is in my Instagram. And also too, I ended up talking to this person and found out how they found me, which was from a post that they saw for the first time. And they looked at the other post, binged it, and they were like, okay, I'm going to sign up. And so they clicked the link tree in my Instagram profile. Then you can see here how they moved. They clicked the link tree, and then that was at 6:34. And then shortly after, right here, they completed the purchasing step. So this right here shows me that they actually completed the purchase, and then this right here actually showed me that they opted into the to the upsell. So you can see here from 6:34 to 6:40 a.m. And this was a completely cold customer, never where they came from. You can see how quickly they purchased with the organic content, because when we go back here, because I created this sticky web, all it took was for them to quickly binge my content on Instagram and say, okay, how do I sign up and buy? However, I talk about the fact that because I had a content strategy that came from my funnel strategy, right? I took the funnel marketing messaging and I literally just duplicated in my content. I was able to create that sticky web for them to sign up, right? So again, we need both. I wouldn't want to have missed out on the organic sell if I'm relying too much only on people to come through my funnels. I still want to plant a flag, establish an expertise, build a brand, right? But I want both. So then we come here and we look at the second sale. So the second sale was actually from a funnel. So on the 13th, they signed up for my fast funnel masterclass. They found the link for that. And then you can see here, this is not the exact perfect journey, but this does give you information. So you can see here, this is tagged as social media. So they signed up at 2:54, but then they either watched it or whatever the case is. But at this point, they came back to my Instagram and I had a story link in there and I was talking about it. So they clicked it again, and then they opted in to go to the order form because I had reshared. I was resharing in my story. So you can see here how they came in through the funnel, but I was still actively showing up because I have the bandwidth, the space to do that. And so then from my Instagram, they clicked in, they opted in to go to the order form, which was, that's kind of where you see the abandoned cart piece take over. But then you can see again that they haven't necessarily ordered yet, but then they came back, saw another story, and then came back to the order form. And then finally, when you go here, you can see here later that day, the next day, or the early morning actually is when they actually completed the process. But you can see here multiple times that they came back to my Instagram, even being in the funnel, which again, who knows from this time if they actually watched the funnel, but you can see here that they came back and the abandoned cart actually did take over. So at 10:38, it sent them a reminder. It said, hey, did you purchase? You forgot to purchase, head back to your cart. And so that kicked in, which was from the aspect of the funnel, on top of then them going and clicking in the story that I had the link to the sales page for the funnel. So you can see here how both of these played together. And then essentially what that was 2:54. And then later that day, they became a customer. That's how fast it can happen when you have this sticky web of content. So again, it's not one or the other, it's both. And let me get my annotation. It's both. And so because I had this funnel in place, this person was like, hey, I'm interested in the funnel. And then they opted in. But you can see from the journey that I just talked about that they were constantly coming back, looking at my story, probably reading my post, and then bringing them back to the sales page, which moves them to the order form, right? Because essentially what the funnels do is that they move them forward in this direction. We start here and we want to get them through each step, right? Until they make a sale. And so the funnel itself is designed to do that. But because again, I talked about having this big old like web, this big old bubble of content, they kept going to my stories, they kept going to my post and moving themselves along the journey until, like you saw, they got to the order page later that day and completed checkout. So from joining the funnel to turning into a pay in full customer was about the span of a day, whereas the other person came, showed up, signed up, and it was super fast. So you can see though how both play together, because a lot of times too, when someone comes into your funnel, one of the first things they look at is to go check your social media. So then if they go to check your social media, you want to create, again, this seamless experience. You don't have to show up all the time on your social media, but you want to make sure that there is that cohesiveness in your messaging. And then there's that consistency. And so then again, let's talk about how someone's like, well, I don't know if I don't really care necessarily to get into your funnel. Even though I'm a cold customer in general, like I don't know you, I'm actually very hot in terms of I need my problem solved. I already know what my problem is. I'm just looking for the best solution for me. I'm looking for the best product for me. So as they're searching and looking around, because this same content that I have here was this web, this messaging of my perspective on sales funnels, right? So I got it from here and I brought it over and repeated that messaging. They were hot enough to be like, yes, I'm ready to buy. So I talk about the problem awareness messaging, making sure you understand the marketing aspect of that. So I pulled that out of my funnel, created it inside of my content. So I've created this really big bubble, right? This seamless journey, this bubble that keeps them top of mind. So whether they're in my funnel or they come to my profile and they start to binge it, it is a well-rounded strategy that has lots of micro touch points, micro agreement points, and I'm also nailing the marketing. So this person was a little bit warmer. She was familiar with my audience or with my brand. So all it took was for her to come in and she was ready to buy. And that was, and the funnel and the content provided the information that she needed. But then for someone that was super cold, I have no idea who this person was. They were hot though, in terms of ready to buy. And because they landed on my profile and I could move them through the awareness journey, they were able to click the link in bio and they were like, sign me up, right? So again, I want both. So if you're only doing this, you may miss out on the people who aren't coming back and binging. If you're only doing funnels, you may miss out on the people who are doing who want to come and see what your organic content or your profile says, right? To make sure the messaging is cohesive, right? And that's why I say that's why you need both. But in order of being actionable, create your funnel first, take the messaging, pull it out, and then you have endless content, right? That you've already created from your funnel messaging. You have endless content and they're just continuously feedbacking and looping with each other, which is how I was able to convert both of those sales very, very quickly. That was actually probably one of the fastest, I think, for a pay in full sale was like literally less than a 12-hour time span. All right. So hopefully this kind of gives you an actionable picture that shows you how both of these work together. And again, it's so fun to see the data, to see the information, to actually see where my efforts are working. It really confirmed my content and it really confirmed the new funnel that I had. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I can actually go back into the funnel itself and go through each touch point and learn to optimize that. And then I can go back in and see some touch points to optimize in my content, as well as be super creative with it, because I'm actually creating this really fun campaign for the content and kind of changing things up. And I get to have that space and that creativity. Okay. So that was really exciting. Thank you for letting me share that with you, showing you a sneak peek on how these work together. This was like a $2,500 week. And in summary, super simple conclusion. It's not one or the other. It is both. Okay. So for those of you who are with me looking to join me in funnel building season, this is what I'm doing. I'm launching this flag. If you have been with me for a while, you know that I have not necessarily rebranded, but we have, kind of swooped some offers out the way, and we are just kind of planting our flags with funnels. So for my Kingdom coaches who want to sell their offers on autopilot, want to bring in an extra 10K in hands-off monthly revenue, want to add automation to your organic content strategy. And even if you don't have any strategy and you're just getting started and you're like, I want to do this first, kind of like the plan that I shared about doing your funnels first before you do organic, then this is for you. So we want to bring in an extra 10K in hands-off monthly revenue. So there's 3 different ways that you can work with me right now for funnels. Either a done for you custom funnel. So that's application only. I build the funnel for you. I do all the strategy, put together all of the systems, the structure, work with you on your branding, making sure you have a unique branded experience. This is perfect if you want to be hands off. So if you're interested, then you can just comment done for you or the number 1, and then I'll give you the application for that. The next way is do it yourself. So you can use my pre-built funnels, or you can use the funnels, you might use my pre-built funnels, and then you plug in your branding, and it comes with the strategy. It comes with a step-by-step walkthrough. It has live customer support. So it's amazing for getting it set up. And this is perfect for you if you're like, I want all of my tech in one place. I just need all of the funnels set up. I just want to swap the information out. I don't want a funnel also that requires any DMs or sales calls or ads. Then the do-it-yourself is perfect. It's only $536. And when I say templates, it's not like sales page templates, and then you still have to like try to figure out how to do the tagging, how to connect the workflow, how to get the emails connected and connected to your offers. It's literally all set up. The whole entire system is set up. And that's what I mean when I say pre-built funnel. So if that's something you're interested in, just comment that below and I'll give you the link to that. And then the last one is done with you. So that's basically like done for you in the do-it-yourself, but it's one-on-one coaching. So I actually help you create the strategy if you don't have one. And either we use the pre-built templates that I have, or you can use your current tech. So if you do end up buying the templates, you can use that for the done with you. And so this is perfect if you want to learn and be guided, and you just want help in the process of actually doing that. And so with the done with you, it's 6 weeks, it's $997. And we start honestly where you're at. If you're starting from scratch and you don't have a funnel, we're going to build it from scratch. If you have a funnel and you're like, I can't figure out why it's working, that's an option too. All right. So just pick your pleasure, comment the number below, and I will see you guys this week. I have 2 more trainings. I think I'm going to maybe go live Wednesday and Friday and bring you some more in-depth behind the scenes trainings. So happy Monday. See you guys, and I will talk to you soon.